So I'm delighted to be joined today. This is Maria Hurtz from Proud Fox Ceremonies. And you are a modern independent celebrant, is that right?
I am indeed, yes.
It's so joyful seeing you sitting here. This is just
Thank
magical.
you very much.
Now, so you're under Maria is Martin Fox Roberts, is that right?
Yeah, well, you could say that, yeah.
I will say that. And so there's the two different celebrants,
yes.
Under Fox Ceremonies, Proud Fox Ceremonies.
Yeah.
So you won an award earlier this year, didn't you? Can you tell me what happened?
So yeah, it was a spectacular evening. It was at the Dorchester Hotel, which was really exciting. And yeah, I was nominated, which was a fabulous thing. And I was just going along thinking I'm going to have a fantastic night. And it was a complete and utter surprise when I did win, when Proud Fox Ceremonies was announced. And it's just meant, it's just meant so much to me. And it's when it was announced, I got really excited, and I was just blown away from it. I still am now, just talking about it. I'm blown away by it. It's meant so much to me because it's just that kind of validation of what I'm offering to the industry and finding my space within the industry. Because when starting out, I kind of felt that I had to fit a mold, and a fit mold that I couldn't really fit. So taking space that I was offering something quite different, and I was very unsure about it. So winning the award has given me that validation. It's given me the confidence. It's given me visibility within the industry as well, which I think is really important and something which is really, I'm quite passionate about too. And then it's just helped bring business in as well. So couples have mentioned that they chose me because of winning the award.
Oh, right.
So that is just, again, it's just unbelievable. And so, just being involved and having a relationship with weddings and honeymoons is just, absolutely amazing.
I love this. It's so lovely that you won it, because it's just celebrating diversity, isn't it? And shows that society and everyone's ready to break away from the formal wedding and really do something that's much more fun.
Yes.
And particularly as a celebrant, you're not there to perform at the party. This is actually performing the ceremony.
Yes.
And it's an incredibly important part of the wedding. And yet couples are now choosing to make it as joyful as it can be by having a drag artist there, which is it's fantastic. So can you walk me through this a bit? So I'd really like to understand how you came to becoming a celebrant. So let's do it chronologically. Right.
So so my full-time job, my daytime job, I'm a sign language interpreter. And when the COVID happened, I was quite unsure about how things were going to pan out. I've always believed in being multi-skilled, so I'll have a plethora of different skills that I can fall back on and make a bit of money out of. With COVID, I was stuck and I was really worried about interpreting work. As it turns out, I didn't have to be, but I thought, what are the three things that happen in life? There's births, deaths and marriages. Now, I don't particularly want to be near a birth, and I don't think anybody wants me to be near a birth.
The birth of Maria.
Well, exactly. There's marriages, but unfortunately they weren't happening so much either during COVID. And unfortunately, sad to say, there was plenty of death. And that's where the money was. And it was actually, I was watching the Housewives of Atlanta, and one of the housewives set up a funeral parlour, and I thought, that's really savvy, that's really good business sense.
Interesting.
So I started looking into funerals, and celebrancy came up. So then I started looking around at different training providers, and they all mentioned about training to do weddings first. So that's what I did.
Okay, and so this is all as Martin?
And this is all as Martin,
so when was Maria conceptualised before you became a celebrant?
Yeah, so I was already performing as a drag queen, and I've been doing that for about 10 years. And I never actually thought about bringing Maria into the wedding kind of side of the business. I felt about keeping it separate. So like I mentioned earlier, I was very much focused on fitting a mold, kind of that elegant classical kind of, that's what I've got to fit in and be something for everybody, for every couple.
And that is how a lot of celebrants approach the role, don't they? They take a step back. They're there just to facilitate. It's not about them. Whereas, of course, you're taking quite centre stage and you're there to sort of add this whole new element. And that's obviously what is becoming really popular. And because you say that you have so many weddings and most of them all are booked as Maria.
About 90% are booked as Maria. Right. And it was when people started, they found out that I did drag and then were requesting that I did a wedding in drag, that I felt, gosh, right, okay, well, let's go with that. I'm not going to say no to a couple if that's what they want. Yeah. And it's really, that's kind of grown to, like I said, 90% of my weddings are now in drag.
Tell me how your ceremony works as Maria.
It is kind of a performance. It's almost pantomime-esque. Yeah. But I get everyone interacting, I get everyone going. So from the start in my introduction, people know from the get-go that it's not going to be a regular, ordinary kind of wedding where you just sat there and you wait for the kind of it. No formalities. A lot of the couples want me to be a surprise. Oh, right. So I will come out and make a surprise entrance. Or I'll walk the couple down the aisle, or however they want to do it, or I'll be welcoming people and helping them to be seated. And then throughout it's kind of very interactive as well. So I'll get people, shouting out things.
Do you think do you find that sort of many of your couples are all LGBTQ, or is this same-sex couples too?
Yeah, it's wide range, and I'll be really honest, it has kind of surprised me as well. But there are a lot of varied couples out there who are booking me, and sometimes when I'm meeting couples and they ask for a drag you up the aisle ceremony, and I'm thinking, really, is that what you want? But if you do, you then let's go for it. But yes, it's a real mix.
And tell me, that you mentioned earlier that you started your job before you became a celebrant was a BSL interpreter. You still do that?
So I still do that, right. And that's something that I offer as well. It's part of my ceremonies.
That's incredible. It's so inclusive, and it offers a whole other dimension to which is already a brilliantly different dimension.
Yeah, well, I believe that as a sign language interpreter, I've obviously interpreted weddings for couples who are deaf. And I've just thought, well, why can't people have a wedding in their first language? Why should they be relying on an interpreter when it's their day? They're making promises to each other and commitments to each other. So let's turn those tables around. I will do a ceremony in their first language, in British Sign Language, and we'll have an interpreter in, if necessary, to then interpret for family and friends who don't sign.
Right. Why did you become a BSL interpreter?
Okay, so my husband is deaf, and it's the first language at home.
Did you learn before you met him? Did you know?
No, I've never met a deaf person before. I didn't know any sign before. So when I met him, it was all kind of bit of pen and paper.
Do you have weddings where you were able to involve both? I mean, if you're out offering a lot here. Is there any weddings that you've done that actually you've used all these skills?
Yeah, there's one in particular where it ticks every box.
Oh, right, okay.
And that was a same-sex couple, Matthew and Alim, and it was an Asian wedding, Indian wedding.
Okay.
And Matthew was Catholic. So mixed cultural wedding, same sex. On Alim's side of the family, his side of the family is deaf, all deaf, British Sign Language users. Right. And they wanted to drag you up the aisle ceremony with sign language, doing a mixed cultural ceremony.
Amazing.
So with elements brought into that.
What sort of venue was that?
That was at Hurtz House. So that's quite a high-end Well, not quite. It is a high-end venue.
So it would normally be quite a formal sort of fancy venue.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, absolutely.
And yet they've got multicultural, same-sex.
They brought all of it in,
signing.
which is great.
It is
really good, and Hurtz really embraced it as well.
And that's the thing with the wedding, isn't it? It's about the couple, and it's about having choice. And totally, it's their day.
Completely.
So, have you had couples that want to change a lot of things? So perhaps the order of the day or that sort of thing.
Yeah, thank you for saying that. That's prompted me to talk about one wedding we had. Great guys, and they wanted a topsy-turvy wedding.
Oh, right.
So,
okay. So what does that mean?
That means they started with the party. So everyone came
sounds
along.
dangerous.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But great fun,
Yeah.
great fun. They started with the party, so lots of food, lots of drink. Then we had the group shot and
Okay.
photographs, and then we went into the ceremony.
Oh, so everyone was
And
fully warmed up.
Everyone
by the
was
time.
warmed up by that time. And what I did with so part of the ceremonies, as you might know, is telling the couple's love story.
Yes.
And as I've already said, I like my ceremonies to be interactive. So in my love stories, there's a game called it's called the Bride and Groom game. I was just talking about language, but the Bride and Groom game, where they sit back to back, they swap shoes, and it's a bit like Mr. and Mrs., right?
Yes, like Mr. and Mrs. Okay.
So I do that in the
fun.
style of their love story. So I get everyone, like, I'll say something like, but who proposed first? Who got down on one knee? Was it Carl or was it Stephen? Or, and get everyone to shout that out. So
it is really interactive.
It is.
Involving the guests.
Yeah.
Tell me about a wedding that has been the most extreme, ones that you really involved the guests and that sort of thing.
Yeah, there was a wedding, Ryan and Gemma in Cheshire.
So same sex,
different sex
couple.
Yeah, and they are completely bonkers, completely wild, and all the family and guests were just on another level. And it was almost like, you talked about, it was almost like performance during the show. It really was, and people were heckling, they were shouting out. There was lots of banter
during the ceremony.
Yeah, it was great because I could
Amazing.
give it back, and they were giving it back.
Yeah.
And it was just such a laugh. So, and that's great. You come to my ceremonies, you're not going to sit there for 40 minutes, however long they are. You're going to be involved in some way or another.
They don't hire a drag queen to come and do the ceremony if they want you to just be quiet.
No, not at all. No.
It's about bringing the energy.
Bringing the energy
joy.
up, yeah. And there's lots of fun things, a popular thing at the minute is when they have a ring exchange and they hide the ring under the seat, and then there's a surprise ring bearer. So you get people to look under your seat, you find the rings there, you become the ring bearer. Yesterday we added a wedding where we did that with a reading.
Oh, really?
Which
so
is a bit risky.
Put on the spot to do the
Somebody's that is a bit risky,
Well, I guess
isn't
they
it?
know their guests.
But exactly. So we hid the poem under the seat, and then that person becomes
that
a
really
reader.
is involving
And
the guests.
yeah, and it's good fun because everyone's up, and yeah.
So we obviously get an amazing Maria Hurtz persona with you, but you also perform ceremonies as Martin, don't you?
Yes.
So what did you call Martin?
All right. So yeah, as Martin, I'm the Foxy Celebrant.
Right. Okay.
So what couples can choose is me drag you up the aisle with Maria Hurtz, or a ceremony as the Foxy Celebrant. So it's just again giving couples choice.
Right. So have there been any weddings in particular that stick in your mind as really, really moving? Because there's lots of joking around and being a big performance, but of course this is about a very important day and a very moving ceremony.
For Emma and Jack, who are actually our neighbours, they live opposite. They're a young couple, starting out in life, and just seeing them at that stage in their life. They met through the NHS where they both work. They have gone travelling together, and now Jack went out and got this huge car that hardly fits in our street. But anyway,
Neighbourhood.
They put their house up for sale. They're buying a bigger house. It's like, so what's coming next? They're getting, they decided to get married this year. So just seeing them on that journey, it's really exciting. And I offered to do their wedding for them. So I did their wedding for them, and it was incredibly emotional because they mean so much to me and my husband. I mean, we're old enough to be their parents, but when we're with them, it's not like that at all. We have such a good laugh, and yeah, they just mean so much. It's really so much to us.
What a privilege to be their celebrant when it's somebody you know and you can really speak personally about them. I can see why that would be really moving.
Yeah, it was, and it got me a couple of times during the ceremony.
How did you manage that?
I had to really stop and kind of, just pull it back a bit, and I just included a few other messages from the other neighbours as well.
Right.
So when we were talking about the neighbours, and that really got me too.
And for this one, were you Maria or Martin?
I was Martin.
Right.
I was Martin, with a bit of cheekiness in there.
The Foxy Celebrant.
Although Emma did send me back the script and said, "Can I clean it up a bit?" Which I did. But yes.
So, Maria, you're going to come back as Martin, aren't you?
I am.
Have another chat.
Yeah, great.
I'm so excited.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Cool.
So Maria has gone to change. She's going to come back as Martin. You look different.
Thanks.
You look so different.
Thank you very much.
Wow.
Who's more pretty?
I can't answer that either way without being in the wrong.
True.
So this is Martin,
This is me.
Celebrant, as opposed to Maria.
Yes.
Okay. And so as a celebrant service, you offer both characters.
Yeah, I do. So me, so Maria, who you met with the Drag Queen Ceremony, and then there's me, Martin, and I call myself the Foxy Celebrant.
Right, so that gives me an indication as the Foxy Celebrant. This isn't the totally straight-laced, formal celebrant as a paradox to Maria. You're still bringing something.
Yeah, I'm still bringing something, and I'm still bringing. What I'm bringing is that camp flair, which is part of me. I can't get rid of it. I've tried to get rid of it. When I first started out, I tried to sort of like suppress that, thinking that I had to fit a mould.
As a celebrant particularly.
As a celebrant particularly, yes. But doing Maria kind of opened the doors to allow me to be a lot more freer, basically. And then actually winning the award, it has been a massive thing because it's given me validation, and it's given me confidence to really go for it and just allow me as Martin to really take that, that camp flair and play with it. So
that's actually inspired you to not just utilise Maria's persona, but actually to develop your persona as Martin as a celebrant.
Yes.
Sounds like the award was quite an emotional thing for you.
Yes, it was actually. It was a massive thing. Yes, it was. All I can say, it was a validation. Really,
it's given you more confidence as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just saying, I didn't feel I was on the outskirts of the industry, doing this kind of like little thing in the corner. It's kind of welcomed me into the industry. That's what I feel like. It's welcomed me in to the industry, and especially on a kind of prestigious and national level.
Yes.
So absolutely, yeah.
And so you feel that you're being more authentic this way?
Yeah.
If you're being a bit more camp, is that right?
Yeah, a bit more camp, a bit more authentic. Yeah, so I think, I've probably felt that I wasn't meeting people's expectations.
Right.
And those people are probably not the right people or the right couples for me, or for me for them.
Yes.
But what I have felt in terms of the awards, being welcomed into the industry and validated, and just being shown that there is a space for a ceremony like mine, with a celebrant like me.
And there really is an appetite for something different and not fitting that formality, not the mould that was there.
Exactly, yeah. And it's just showing that you can have something really different.
So we've seen what couples and guests can expect from Maria, but what can they expect from you as Martin?
I suppose not I think Maria allows me to have a little bit more license to to go to another level, with the couple's permission, of course. Whereas I don't hold it back, but I'm not as kind of, I don't know. I'm still kind of cheeky, tongue-in-cheek, but not as much as Maria, I suppose.
It's still playful, it's still camp.
Yes.
But it's just not as far as
That's right, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So we still have the laughs, we still have the interactions.
Do you still talk to the audience?
And still talk to family and friends, and and it's great because, you know, at the end of the day, or when I'm leaving and people are coming up and saying, we've never experienced anything like that before, you know, and I always there is part of my ceremony that I introduce myself, and that comes in the middle of the ceremony rather than the beginning, just because it's at the point just before the commitments. So it's kind of nice break before we then go into the serious stuff.
Okay.
So I will say, you know, something like, my name is Martin Fox Roberts, from Proud Fox Ceremonies, and you know, and I'm an independent modern celebrant. That's what I used to say before I felt I could open myself up as Martin with that camp flair, which Maria, I felt, has given me permission to do so, and the awards to sort of give me that confidence to put myself out there more with that. So now Maria Hurtz would say something like, I'm Maria Hurtz from Proud Fox Ceremonies, and this is a Drag You Up the Aisle wedding ceremony. You should come to one of my funerals, they're a scream. And as Martin, I now, because Maria's got her own tagline and stuff, I need one for myself.
Right.
So I say, you know, I'm Martin Fox Roberts from Proud Fox Ceremonies. I'm an independent wedding and funeral celebrant. Fox by name, Foxy by nature. Give me a wink and I'll call you later. I said wink. Or, you know, the Foxy Celebrant, and I'll call, you know, do that kind of, that campness kind of thing. So yeah, so it's...
That's lovely. Yeah. So it's slightly more vulnerable than Maria, and slightly more intimate perhaps, because you haven't got the facade in front of you, but yet you've still got the playfulness and the sort of fun element there.
So no, it's all good fun, and as I say, you know, I attract the couples who I want to work with, and you know, at the end of the day, I don't want to be working with a couple who don't like that campness, and it's not going to work for their family and friends either. So it's so that's why, you know, you've got to really play on your different, you know, your differences and celebrate that, and really kind of put it out there.
I think that's a really important message, actually, for us talking, but also about this whole series that we've been doing about celebrants, is choosing the celebrant for you.
Yeah.
You're picking the person, aren't you? You're not choosing what they do so much. It's more that whether you've got a connection with them and whether they can truly understand you as a couple and what you're wanting to get out of it.
Yeah.
And you're not going to have couples that are the most straight-laced, formal, how they want, you know, really traditional wedding, because that wouldn't make any sense.
That's right.
And they don't want you as Maria to blend into the background, because that wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah,
so this
absolutely.
is about the couples choosing. And there are a lot of people, you are the perfect person, whether it's Martin or as Maria.
And about trust as well, that's a massive part of it. So, and you know straight away when you meet a couple, you click. If you have that instant click, it happens within the first few seconds of meeting, and I just know straight away. And I guess they do as well.
Yes.
You know, and even having those initial meetings, that's quite a vulnerable stage.
Yes, because you're assessing each other.
You're assessing each other,
whether
you know.
You're a good fit.
Exactly. Yeah.
I've so loved chatting to you and understanding who Maria is and who Martin is, and how you bring both to you know, to the weddings and performances. So thank you so much for chatting with me and being so honest. I love it.
No, thank you so much.
And congratulations again on your 2025 award.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Martin Fox Roberts.